I have so much to say. I have so much to say for this stream. First of all, happy Pride Month, everybody. Happy Pride Month 2024. It is now June 2nd, and I am doing a stream. It's been a while since I've done a stream. As you guys know, if you followed me, I'm very busy. I work at Walmart. I do online school, but there's some very important things I want to say, things I need to talk about before I begin playing chess. First of all, as you may notice, I figured out how to remove the background of my video camera, so you don't see whatever's actually physically behind me. Now it's a little glitchy, it looks kind of funny. So for example, if my hand is in front of my face, great, but if my hand goes off to the side, it disappears. Isn't that cool? Don't you just love the glitchy feeling of it all? That's really, really, really cool. So here's the thing. I'm still setting up this new scene. I have a certain scene here, what I'm trying to do. I have a certain scene here, and let me show you my desktop real quick. I have a scene specifically when I want to show my desktop. I'm using OBS Studio here, and you see this is what my screen looks like to me. I can see any comment that anybody types, I can see it here. So I will be responding to comments. That's the idea. So, and I have different scenes. Now, as soon as I switch to my chess scene here, then you see me. You see my big camera here, my glitchy camera. But behind me, what you will see is a window capture. Now, let me explain a little something here. Let me explain something. What you see here is a conversation I had with Campocalypse. Now, you may not be able to read this very accurately. I don't know if you'll be able to read this accurately, this conversation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my camera, and then you'll see that Campocalypse has me in check, which is not a bad thing to do in chess. We'll see, this is the first game I've played with Campocalypse on livechess.org. So this is a very special game. This is our first game on this website, but we've played on chess.com. So what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit. So let's see, is it more readable? Yes, it's a little bit more readable here. So now, I said, glad you joined my favorite site. And he says, for Sheezy, I'm looking forward to getting my ass whooped by you in chess. And I said, yeah, but you'll whip me if I let my guard down. You're pretty good too. Haha, thanks, but I suck. I just get lucky sometimes. LOL. Hey, I live to teach too. Really? How much do you charge for tutoring? I haven't decided yet because I am starting out. But I want to set up sessions where I play with people and let them take back regrettable moves. Okay, and even better if I can stream the whole thing. That would be awesome. I want to support you because I know you are vegan and have a good heart. Let me know when you come up with a price. And I said, how about we set something up sometime and I'll let you decide the price. Have you been watching me on Twitch or just YouTube? Sure, I will let you know when I will be free. Just on YouTube. Awesome. I'm sure we could cover a lot in less than an hour. Also, there is a voice chat function on livechess.org that I have never used. I might be free tomorrow because I'm off work. Oh, and I put my phone number there. So I guess everyone has my phone number now. That's fine. But of course, if you call me trying to harass me or sell me Viagra or something like that, then I will probably block your number because that's not nice. So don't sell me Viagra and don't try to harass me just because you have my number. I forgot I put my number, but I wanted to make sure that Campocalypse had my phone number. It's going to be very important that people contact me. So I was talking about my plans of maybe using StreamYard, stuff like that. Okay, yeah, let's see here. So just let me know if you want it public or private. Either way, we can work something out. Sure, we can try the Lichess voice chat function. The only issue is that Lichess is extremely laggy for me. My preference is for a private lesson. I suck at doing stuff when I know the public is watching. Okay, let's set something up after June 20th. I will be on vacation at that time and will have extra time to focus on chess. Okay, awesome. Okay, so here's the thing is Campocalypse is going to try to have private lessons with me as a chess tutor. That is the plan. That is actually a plan we have going on here. And I wanted to share this conversation because what Campocalypse said here meant a lot to me. We don't have to stream the chess lesson itself because we don't want Campocalypse to get nervous now, do we? I don't even know his real name or if it's a he. I don't want to assume gender. I don't really know. But what you said here, Campocalypse, who may also be neo-skeptic, maybe the same person, was you meant a lot to me. What Campocalypse said here is extremely awesome. Yes. Yeah. I want to copy this comment here because it means so much to me. That would be awesome. I want to support you because I know you are vegan and have a good heart. Let me know when you come up with a price. This comment means so much to me, and that's why I'm sharing it here. I want to share this. I want people to remember what you said because it means that much to me. Yes. Yeah, you can't see it right now. I just need to crop this a little bit. There we are. Yes. This is so awesome. That's what Campocalypse said. I was copy pasting the text of what Campocalypse said. That would be awesome. I want to support you because I know you are vegan and have a good heart. Let me know when you come up with a price. So that comment means a lot to me because Campocalypse has followed me for a long time. I'm pretty sure Campocalypse is the same as username Neoskeptic. But, people change their usernames, they create new accounts. So I don't know for sure who this person is, not really. Because I haven't met them officially. But we are going to have a private chess lesson sometime after June 20th. And so I wanted to let everyone know that because, see, this is a very important thing to understand, is that I'm a little bit different than other people. I'm a little bit different than some other people. And I want to talk about that. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about my business plan, and then I'm going to be playing some chess, okay? So, but before that, what I want to do, I want to crop this window a little bit more. Let's see here. Yeah, because I don't need the address bar there, but we should have the name of the website. Let's see, or well, maybe, yeah, okay, let's crop to right there. Yeah, there we go. We have that. That's very, very good. Okay, and then I'm going to add some text. I'm going to add some text here. See, I've become sort of a wizard at using Okay. Stream title. Okay. Chastity's Chess Challenge. Okay. Perfect. I got it. I got it. I got it perfect. There we go. I got it perfectly centered. Okay. Now, the stream has been mostly, I've just been setting things up for right now. I've been setting up things right now. I want to just kind of test things. I'm testing some things out here. Now, where do I even begin? See, I'm still setting the stream up a little bit, but I'm going to get into my topic today. I'm going to get into my topic, so don't you worry. I'm going to turn back on my camera here. Okay. Okay. Now the fun really begins. Hello everyone, I am Chastity White Rose, the vegan virgin, and recently becoming a chess coach or a chess teacher. I've played chess for a really long time and I'm starting a business and I call it Chastity's Chess Challenge. Now what you see behind me is that I was playing my first ever game with Campocalypse, who has been a really long time follower of mine on YouTube. And Campocalypse left this message. I have it displayed at the bottom. Campocalypse said, "That would be awesome. I want to support you because I know you are vegan and have a good heart. Let me know when you come up with a price." See, there was a full conversation here on livechess.org. Campocalypse has been watching my videos on YouTube and decided to join livechess.org because it's my favorite site to play chess on because there's no ads, it's a free open source project, things that I believe in strongly. And I thought this message was so sweet that they want to support me as a chess teacher because I'm vegan and have a good heart. This means the world to me, Campocalypse. I still don't know your real name, but I like you already. You've given me some very interesting comments, and I'm pretty sure that you're the same as Neo-Skeptic. You may have gone under many different names, but see, Campocalypse watches my videos because I upload to YouTube after after I stream on Twitch. So Campocalypse has watched my videos. So I just kind of wanted to feature this game and this comment in particular, especially because it means a lot. See, there are a lot of people in this world. There's like, I don't know, 8 billion people, and that's only humans. If you count the other animals, then obviously there's more people. So the thing is, I am an autistic nerd. I play chess. I also play Tetris. There will be some Tetris occasionally on this Twitch channel. but I mostly play chess and variants, at least when I'm streaming, because chess is a great game, the best board game, but there are some variants of chess, such as shogi and exangquai. I'm not sure how I'm saying it because I'm not Chinese. I don't know how to say it. Um, but all the chess games, all the chess family of games have something in common. A turn-based board game where players take turns moving pieces. The rules may vary a little bit between the variants, but they all seem to have a concept of checkmate, where you're attacking the king and it can't escape. So that's what gets all of the chess family of games in common. Chess is great. Chess is known around the world as probably the world's most popular worldwide board game. Shogi is the most popular board game in Japan. And exangquai, or Chinese chess, I don't know how popular it is, but it's a great game too. I actually played a game against level 1 Stockfish on playstrategy.org, which has Chinese chess, and I won. So I felt pretty good about that, but I don't know as much about that as I do chess or shogi. So let me talk about what Chastity's Chess Challenge is. What is Chastity's Chess Challenge? Why do I call it Chastity's Chess Challenge? And why a chess coach? What's up with this, Chastity? You may wonder. What's this all about? Well, that's the thing, is I'm going to explain everything. But I may need to do a minor adjustment there. Yeah, let's just move this down just a little bit, because I was getting annoyed that the window was touching the Y in my name, Chastity. I get annoyed over the smallest things because I'm autistic and I'm a nerd, and things have to be a very specific way for me. But anyway, enough about that. What is Chastity's Chess Challenge? Chastity's Chess Challenge is the name of the business I'm starting. Now, keep in mind, this is not much of a business yet. But you see, I am going to teach people chess. I've already been producing videos. I've already been writing blog posts. I've been talking about chess openings. I've been playing live chess games with random people over the internet and against artificial intelligence, such as Stockfish. Um, and I'm having a lot of fun just doing it. I'm having a lot of fun writing about chess openings and trying to teach them in my blog posts. And some people are taking notice, such as Campocalypse, who sent me that wonderful comment in the chat of our chess game. Because livechess.org is not just a site for playing chess. It's a social network that, in my opinion, could compete with Facebook. It's that awesome because you can add friends, you can private message people, you can play chess games with them and talk to them in the chat. There's even a voice chat option. But here's my idea. My idea is to continue writing and recording videos about the game of chess and about the openings I've learned and strategies. I plan to keep doing that. And what I'm doing is I'm providing all this information for free. And then people who want to pay me for private lessons, or perhaps may want to just have lessons right on the stream with me. Imagine this. Imagine this. This is possible. Technologically, it's possible for us to talk together on StreamYard, for instance, have a podcast together, play a game of chess while talking about chess and other issues. I would love to have a chess podcast. I highly doubt, I mean, other people play chess games and they talk, but I feel like if I have a chess podcast, then it'll be different because there are issues I care about, that are extremely important. And so what I want to do, what I really want to do more than anything, is I want to run a big chess stream where I play chess with people, I talk to people as I teach them chess, and we talk about things. We can talk about LGBTQIA issues. We can talk about veganism. We can talk about religion or politics if we want to, if that's something we feel like talking about. But of course, the focus is still on the game of chess and this awesome game. But if anyone knows this, it's me. And this fact is that friendships are built around games. For example, I play video games with my friend Lucas, who lives a few streets away. We play Mario games, we play Super Smash Brothers, we play Super Mario Kart, we play Minecraft, and Lucas introduces me to some interesting card and board games. I mean, Lucas is a true gamer. He's a great man. He's a great friend. And so the thing is, in order to have friends, you kind of have to have a shared activity, something in common, to have friends. And for example, my friend Jamie, we play Minecraft together. We used to do podcasts together. We did the Free Will, Science, and Religion podcast together. That was a lot of fun. That's still all on my YouTube. It's really cool. And it's on iTunes. Look up Free Will, Science, and Religion on iTunes, and you'll find our podcasts. But I have a few friends. I don't have many friends, but I have a few really good friends, and I feel like Campocalypse is going to be a good friend too. And I'm going to teach them some chess lessons. So that's very exciting news for Chastity's Chess Challenge. That's very exciting news. So anyway, there is one more thing I want to talk about before I begin playing the chess, okay? And that is the fact that I lost 2 Twitch followers. I was up to 26 followers, and now it's 24. And what happened? How did I lose 2 Twitch followers? Well, you see, there was this stream I did where I was talking about the game of Final Fantasy VI, and I was talking about the character of Terra, the main character of Final Fantasy VI. And I was talking about the significance of the Final Fantasy series and Final Fantasy VI in particular. I thought it was great, but I was talking about that, and 2 people. Oh, we have someone saying hello. We have Sid Han Satrangi says hello. Well, hello, Sid Han. I can't say your name. I can't say your name, but thank you very much for saying something. I guess everything's set up perfectly. I can read the chat messages, and so can you. But I was just talking about how I lost 2 Twitch followers after my video about Terra from Final Fantasy VI. All I can say is that those 2 people, they must have either hated. Oh, yeah, we have a new follower, Sidhant Satrangi. Just follow. Well, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, because I just lost 2 followers, and I want people to follow. Following me costs you nothing. Just follow me, and you'll be notified whenever I'm doing a new stream. But anyway, those 2 people. Hey, if you pronounce my name correctly, I am gonna subscribe you. Oh, you have given me a challenge. If you pronounce my name correctly, I'm going to subscribe you. Now, how do I pronounce this name? Let me see if I can do this. Oh, there's no subscription button. Well, actually, come to think of it, there should be a subscribe button on Twitch. There should be. But you don't have to figure that out right now. Maybe I need to configure things on Twitch a little bit more. But anyway, let me use my instincts. Let me use my fabulous autistic instincts and see if I can say your name correctly. Let's use the power of this brain. Siddhant Ranj. Siddhant Ranj. Sid Siddhant Ranj. Like, I hope I'm saying it right. I have no clue, and you'll have to tell me later on if I'm saying your name right. Oh, there's a cute little emoji. You have a very challenging name. But anyway, my name is actually very easy to say. Oh, Siddhant Satranj. Yeah, Siddhant Satranj. Okay, Siddhant Satranj. Very interesting. At least my name is easy to say. My name is Chastity. Now, some people say it wrong. Some people forget the T when they're spelling it and they do chastity, but it's chastity. That's the correct way to say my name. Yeah. In fact, let me put this in the chat. Wait, Satranj means chess? No way, that's so cool. You have chess as part of your name? What country are you from? This is cool. Like, this is really cool. So, what language does Satranj mean chess? What language is that? I'm going to be looking up your profile, by the way, later on. I am Indian. Okay, cool. If I'm not mistaken, it was Chaturanga, which was the Indian game by which chess and shogi descended from. Because there was an original game that all the chess variants descended from. So that's cool. That's very, very cool. That's very cool to know. So yeah, this person, Siddhant Satranj, is Indian. And I guess Satranj means a chess in Indian language. That is so cool. I just met an Indian on a chess stream. I am going to be getting into playing chess. And as I was saying, those 2 followers I lost in my recent stream about Final Fantasy VI, they must have either hated Final Fantasy a lot to unfollow, or they just didn't like the things I said. Maybe they didn't like what I said about Terra, the main character, being asexual and transgender representation. Like, you kind of have to play the game and enjoy the storyline to understand the significance of Terra, my favorite character from Final Fantasy VI. She is the main character of that game. And the theme song, I've played the remixes of that theme song, Terra's theme. You know what? You know the one if you played the game. Okay. Yeah, you get the idea. But anyway, thank you for the follow, Siddhant Satranj. Now I'm going to be playing some chess. And I can talk more later if anybody has any questions for me. We have one commenter who's watching. So first of all, I need to get my camera out of the way. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to move my camera here. I'm going to move myself over a little bit. I'm going to move myself over here because I feel like this is good. Yeah, this is actually pretty good here. So there I am. Now my face covers the move list, but that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is to see the board. The chess notation is not the most important thing. Now, I was playing this game with Campocalypse, who left me that nice comment, and he has me in check here. So, I need to get my king out of check, and I have 2 legal moves here. I can either put my king here, blocking this bishop, or I can put my king here, blocking that bishop. Now, in this case, I believe the best move is actually to move the king here, because this bishop is already blocked by this pawn, whereas this bishop will still be able to move. And that's the move I'm going to do in my game with Campocalypse. And then it takes me to the next game automatically. And of course, I'm going to capture this bishop with this pawn. That's an obvious one. That's a very obvious one. Also, you may notice the little notification that it says Chastity White Rose is streaming. That's because I am an official livechess.org streamer now. It doesn't cost anything to become a streamer. You just have to fill out your profile and you have to use livechess.org in your title. It's not hard, really. But so now, if you happen to be playing on livechess.org and you wanna go to watch and you wanna see the current streamers, I will show up on the list of streamers if I'm streaming live at the time. So if you're ever playing chess on livechess.org, which I recommend, and you want to watch some other people play chess, then go to the streamers under watch on livechess.org. This is a great website. This is just the most fabulous website. So here we have a knight that's coming here. Now this knight, it can't go there because of this pawn. I'll capture it. And it can go here or here, but the king would capture it, and also this bishop would capture it. So what am I going to do here? What am I going to do? And I think this might be a little bit strange, but I think what I'm actually going to do is I think that I may advance this pawn and attack that pawn. And then we'll see what my opponent does, and then I'll reply. That's cool. So anyway, now that I've made all my moves, let's go back to the main page. It shows the 9 games I have in play, but I always like to keep 10 games in play. I like to have 10 games in play at a time so that I just make my daily chess moves. So let's go to the correspondence lobby and select one of these people. I will play a rated game with this person. Notice how it says 1500? Well, it disappeared. Somebody else must have accepted it first. Okay, we'll accept this instead. So now that person issued a challenge and I accepted. So that person is rated 1162, and I make my first move, queen's pawn, and I confirm. So correspondence chess is actually a beautiful thing. Let me explain a little bit about correspondence chess. Oh, and we have new commenters. Okay, from where are you? I am actually in Lee Summit, Missouri. If you're Indian, you may not have heard of Lee Summit, Missouri, but Lee Summit, Missouri is a city in the state of Missouri in the country of the United States of America. That's where I happen to be right now. And I stream chess because I love the game of chess, but I also have learned how to play shogi, and I'm not good at shogi yet, but I've been able to win a few times. And I even play Chinese chess too. So I do a lot, and what I plan to do is feature Western chess, which is, regular chess. Western or international chess is the game I'm playing right now. And then Japanese chess is shogi. And then exanquai is Chinese chess. And I plan to play all of them. I plan to play all of them at different points in this stream. But let me explain correspondence chess. Now, correspondence chess is a type of chess where you're not playing at the same time. You make your move, and then the other person makes their move when they're available, and I play a lot of correspondence chess. Now, if you look at my rating for correspondence chess, you will see that my rating is 1653. That means it's above average. See, when you start playing on this site, your rating is 1500, and if you win games, it goes up, and if you lose games, it goes down. So to have a rating above 1600 means I am above average of a player. Now, I've only played so many games, but look at this. Let's go to my profile, Chastity White Rose. Let's go to my profile and take a look at what we see on my profile here. So if you look at my profile here, it says some important things. I stream Tetris and chess, and I am up for a challenge from those who dare to play me. Because you know I love the players, and you love the game. Now, if you've ever listened to Taylor Swift, Blank Space, you know that that's part of the lyrics. Because you love the players, and I love the game. But I changed it, and you love the game. That's how I modified Taylor Swift's lyrics for my little bio there, and it says right there in my profile that I'm in Leesolent, Missouri, and I've been a member of this website since December 8th, 2023, but I've played chess longer than that. Now, if you look at my ratings, it shows the ratings on the left-hand side there. There's the Bullet, Blitz, Rapid, and Classical are all different time controls, and then correspondence is different from any of those. Correspondence chess is where you're not playing at the same time, but the other time controls, the 4 time controls above that, are where you are playing at the same time. So what I'm going to do is, now you'll notice that Classical, I'm ranked 7,887. That means of all the players, I ranked that. But I have not played enough of the other games, and my rating is not actually that good on the other time controls. Because here's the truth about me. The truth about me is that I am not a fast chess player. I'm not a speed chess player. Sometimes I can think fast, but basically, the longer the time control, the higher chance I have of winning the game. And I'm improving as a player too. The idea is that I'm going to keep playing chess. I'm going to keep getting better, but I am going to keep learning while I stream. So you guys are all going to see me win. You're going to see me lose. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up a game. I'm going to set up a very quick game. Let's do quick pairing. Let's set up a rapid game. Classical takes a long time. I like Classical, but I'm going to play rapid. There's 10 minutes on each person's clock. I'm playing as black here. They played that, and I'm going to go with the French defense. It's what I'm going to try to do. French defense. Okay, they capture, I capture. They backed up their bishop. Now my pawn here will defend that pawn. So now my queen can move in both directions. So that's kind of interesting. So now I'm going to move my queen here, put the king in check. And the king, will it move? What will the king do? We don't know. We really don't know. They move their queen in the way. So now my queen takes their queen. They have to move their king to capture my queen. So now we're both queenless. Neither side has a queen. So now I come here with the bishop. I pin the knight. The knight can't move because it would put the king in check. And then they decided to put that, they put that rook behind the king. So their plan is to put me in check. That's kind of their idea. I see how they're thinking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this bishop right here in the way so that I can't be put in check. Now their knight still can't move. Their knight can't move. So what is my opponent going to do? What are they going to do here? This is insane, guys. Okay. They move the pawn, which that's not a bad move. They want to be able to get their pieces out. It's only logical. So now I need to start by getting more pieces active in the game. So let's move this rook pawn here, and let's see if we can start attacking that bishop. What are they going to do? Okay, so there's that. They're going to do that. So, okay, they move the bishop back. Good thinking, because they don't want their bishop to get captured, so they're playing defensively. So now I need to figure out a strategy. So let's move that. Let's advance this pawn. Let's do this. Notice how I'm behind in time. That's because I'm so analytical. I'm so overly analytical here. I've got to finally capture that knight now that the king has moved. Now they capture with their pawn. All right. And then we're going to move this pawn forward. What will their pawn do? Okay, yep, their pawn captured that. That's nice. Now what I need to do is I need to get my knight advanced out here. That's what I need to do. Oh, I see what they're doing. I totally see what they're doing there. Okay. Let's see here. What do we have going on? Well, this is a most interesting development. This is extremely interesting how this game has turned out. So what I think I will actually do is, I think I want to move my king, actually. I know it seems strange, but I can't really castle because then I leave the bishop without a defender. So I'm going to move my king, but I also need to move faster. I need to think faster because I am behind on time. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Now I'm going to advance this pawn there. And I'm going to stop talking for a bit because I want to concentrate. Got to concentrate, got to make the good moves. What can I do here? What can I do? Ah, they just moved the pawn forward. Man, this game's interesting. Okay. Well, there we go. There's that. I'm attacking the knight. Yes. Oh, I see what they did. See what they totally did there. Now I'm going to capture that knight. I didn't like that knight being there. Okay. And now let's attack that rook with this rook. Let's try that. What are they doing? Are they going to take my rook with their rook? The suspense is killing me here. They're deciding. They're taking some time to think. That's good. It's good to think. It's good to make some smart moves. Okay. All right. I need to get this knight involved into the action somehow. I haven't really figured out what I'm doing yet. I'm still forming my plan. Okay. Do I want to do that? Not sure. Let's try this. Let's try attacking that pawn with the knight and my rook. See what develops from this. Oh, okay. Let's try this. Knight takes pawn. Let's try this. Let's see how this goes. Okay. I mean, that's not necessarily bad. Now, where can I go? Let's advance that pawn, defend that knight. Oh, they put me in check. Of course they would do such a thing. Yeah, let's move the king out of the way. And I am a few minutes behind on time. Can I win this game? Wait and see. Let's see what happens. Oh, they take my rook, but then I take their rook. Then they're going to take my rook with their bishop. That's probably what they're going to do. Ooh, but they didn't do that. Instead, they let my rook live. So now I'm going to attack their bishop with my rook. That's what I'm going to do. How will this work? How will this go? This is a very, very intense game. Okay. Ooh, I see now. Now let's advance the pawn, attack that bishop. Okay, they did that. Then I will advance that, and then they will take the pawn with their bishop, most likely. That's probably what they'll do. I thought so. And then I will take this pawn right here. Okay, they took that right there. They took that. Now this rook is in a little bit of danger. So let's move the knight over here. Then that rook will take that pawn. That's probably what they'll do. Yep. Then my knight is trying to come over here, trying to do something. I don't know yet what it is I'm trying to do. I haven't figured it out. But I don't want my knights to be lost. Okay, let's move the king here. Let's attack this bishop. Let's totally attack that bishop. I just don't like the location of that bishop right now. It's bothering me. Ooh, okay. There's that. Let's move this out of the way. Let's do that. Let's get that out of danger. But they can take my knight. They can totally take my knight, but then I capture their bishop. Whoa. What kind of game is this happening? I'm still behind on time, but my opponent is taking some time to make their moves. Okay. Well, there we go. Let's attack the rook and the bishop. Oh, I see how this goes. Okay. Well, my king can't do much, but I can attack this bishop with my rook. This game is insane. I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh, okay, so they take that. I capture with my king. They're gonna take my, yeah, there we go. So now, first let's put the king in check. Let's put the king in check with the rook. It doesn't accomplish anything, but it doesn't really hurt anything either. Okay, so now, okay. Oh, how interesting. I have the disadvantage here. I totally have the disadvantage. It's very important. Yeah, they have pawns and I don't. So this is where things get a little bit messy. Things are getting a little bit complicated now. They're probably going to win this game. They probably will. Oh, I see what they're doing. Yeah, I see what they're doing. Yeah, they've got it now. All I have left is a king. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna lose this game. I'm pretty much losing it. Yep, I'm losing this game. That was a very, very interesting fight. Wow. My king can't really do anything at this point. Wow. Okay. Man, this is a most interesting game. This is funny. This game is hilarious. Because see, my king can't do anything. I can move my king, but I can't capture anything. Now they have two queens. They're gonna checkmate me. Just watch, they're gonna checkmate me. But nevertheless, I persist. I could resign. I could just give up, but that would be disrespectful. I want to at least finish the game, man. This is funny. This is absolutely hilarious. Have to be so careful. Yep, checkmate. They win. They totally won. So my rating went down by 11 points, but that's fine. I lost that game. But what's great about livechess.org, what's special about it is no matter what happened in the game, you can always go back and review the game. So let's analyze this game. What happened here? I started with the French defense. It was actually pretty good. And a whole bunch of things happened. We traded queens. That wasn't bad at all. This was a lot of fun. Like, dude, this was a funny game. This was insane. Yeah, see, this is where it got a little bit tricky because that was a good move. I wasn't exactly planning that. What I should have done at this point is I should have just moved the knight right back where it was. But instead, um, things just didn't quite develop the way that I wanted them to. So I ended up losing that game. But anyway, it's only one game. And how much you want to bet that by the time I'm done with this stream, my rating will actually be higher than what it was? Because I lost that game, but I can always just get a new opponent. I may have lost that, but I can certainly play again. All right, London system. All right, very interesting. What a very interesting concept we have going here. Let's attack that bishop. Okay, let's attack the bishop again. See what's happening here. Yeah, for some reason my opponents just love to bring out their bishops and they start attacking things. Now this is funny. This is just really funny. See how this turned out? Now you can see that the bishop is retreating just like what happened before. It's absolutely funny. Now let's attack the knight, similar to before. Let's start attacking the knight. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, let's take that knight. I like to eliminate my opponent's knights because knights are just so dangerous. Okay. Okay. Interesting. It's an interesting concept. Well, they can attack, they can take my bishop, but I can just capture back with the knight. That's kind of my plan. Or I could use the pawn if I really wanted to. But I mean, why not just use the knight here? Why not? Then they're trying to attack my knight with their queen. That's neither the best or the worst thing in the world. Okay, let's move this pawn and attack that pawn and just see what happens. There's a lot of that. So now I capture that pawn back with that knight and attack the queen. Okay, then the knight comes back here. Okay, that queen went there. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move the queen right here. Wait, oh, that was a bad move. Oh, they could have just taken the rook. They could have done that, but oh well, we traded queens. That was a bad move, but they traded queens with me, which is exactly what I was kind of hoping they would do. So now let's get this rook moved over here. Okay, we've got two knights. Okay, yeah, let's eliminate that, and then let's advance this pawn. There we go. Let's take that pawn. Okay, and now let's advance this pawn, and they're probably going to move it. Yep, they move their pawn forward. That's kind of what I was guessing they would try to do. It's kind of funny, honestly. So now their own bishop is blocked there in the corner. Now here comes my knight. Okay, I'm going to put their king in check right there. Their king is going to move, and then I don't really know what I'm doing, but let's try attacking this pawn there and see what they do about it. Okay, they defend it as well they should. I come and attack this pawn, see what they do about that. Okay, they do that, but then I simply capture their pawn. Okay, then they go there, and then I come here and I fork their rooks. Now I'm winning. Because now, see that? They just lost a rook. I still have both rooks. I'm in a winning position now. Okay. How interesting. Let's put the king in check. Then the bishop will capture my knight. Oh, they didn't do that though. Instead, we have this. Check again. Okay. Wow, this is very, very hilarious. So now, let's put the king in check again. See where they move to. Now, my rook comes and takes the bishop. They take my rook. I kind of figured they would, but now my rook comes here, puts their king in check. They're going to move, and then I take this pawn. Then they take that pawn. That's totally fine. Then I take another one of their pawns. Then they're trying to attack that pawn right there. And they can totally try. They can absolutely try defending that pawn. But I'm going to move my knight here, and then by moving my knight, my rook defends that pawn. What an extremely interesting development we've got going on here now. So now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to advance the pawn, threaten to get a queen. The rook will take my pawn. Will the rook take my pawn? Yep, the rook takes my pawn. I put the king in check. The rook is behind their king when the king moves. And they resigned because they saw what was coming. They saw what was coming. Oh, that's fabulous. I just won, guys. I just won because they would have lost their rook, and so they just gave up. They just resigned. I won. I won that game. That is fabulous. That is a very fabulous game. So I won that game. Will I win the next one? Well, let's try. Let's see if we can. Okay. Gonna start my usual way. Okay. I love the London system. The London system is just the one-size-fits-all opening for white. You can sort of use it with black, but there are some caveats. There are some differences between playing white and black. The white percentage the white win percentage is a little bit higher than when playing as black because being able to start does, mean you get to choose how the game goes. It does make a small difference. So here what we have is the London system. Okay, they do that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this pawn and see what their pawn does. Will they accept or decline the queen's gambit? Because this is the queen's gambit position, but it's delayed. Just ignore the other pieces. Now they use basically the Slav defense is what they did. Now because they used the Slav defense, I'm just going to advance this pawn right here and block their pawn from progressing any further. Okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting now. So now, what do I want to do? I think what I want to do is I want to actually, let's move this knight right here. Let's move the knight there, see where the knight goes. Where will the knight go? It'll probably take my knight. That's probably what it's going to do. Okay, so they did that, and my knight can't take their knight because that would put me in check, of course. So instead, I'm going to reinforce this knight with this other knight. So that if their knight takes my knight, I can just put another knight in the way. It's not really a bad idea. It certainly works. Oh, and then I see, now they're trying to attack with that. Well, what we can do here is we can reinforce that knight using this bishop. I feel like that's a pretty good move. Then if their bishop takes my knight, I'll take their bishop. Okay, and that's exactly what happened. That's totally what happened there. Okay, then they do that, they capture, but then my queen can capture. Now will they trade queens? Yep, they traded queens. So now I have two bishops and two rooks, and my opponent has two rooks and a bishop and a knight. Okay. This is turning out to be a very interesting game. Now that knight, I'm going to limit that knight's movement options. We don't really want that knight to progress any further. Okay. And then let's start by, well, okay, I need to figure out a strategy here. Okay, here's an idea. Here's an idea. I'm going to move this rook behind that pawn. I have a reason. It may not be clear right now, but I do have a reason. Oh, well, that's fun. Okay, I see how this goes. They're going to do that. Now their bishop can come through there if they want to. But now you see, I'm going to advance this pawn here, and we're going to see what happens now. Ooh, wow. How freaky is this development? This is funny, man. What's even happening now? Okay, so that happens there. And now, I could take that. Instead, I'm just going to advance this pawn and attack that knight. Where's the knight going to go? Where's it going to go now? I mean, seriously, what kind of place can that knight even go to? Right back where they started. That's so funny. So they go right back where they started. Then I advance this pawn, attack that pawn. Wow, what a very interesting game this has been. Oh, this game is funny. Okay, so then they went there. So by going there, their knight is no longer defended. So wait a minute. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I do. Let's take the knight. The knight's not defended anymore. Now that pawn will capture my pawn. And my bishop can't capture back now, you see, because then it would get killed by the rook. So that's not good. No, that's not good at all. So that means I need to do something, and I need to defend my bishop by moving it. But let's see if my opponent figures that out. Let's see if my opponent, yep, I knew they would do that. And then I'm just going to move my bishop back a space here. That's what I'm going to do. Then the rook will put me in check. Just watch. The rook is going to put me in check. That's probably what they're going to do. Yep, I told you. See, guys, I know this game. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move my king here close to the rook. This is a very interesting game now. Okay, I'm going to advance this pawn. See, the idea is this pawn wants to become a queen. Because if my pawn becomes a queen, it's game over for my opponent. It really is. How interesting. Wow, now that bishop is attacking my bishop. So let's eliminate the bishops. We don't need that extra complication of having bishops in the game now, do we? I still have one bishop though. So I'm going to move this bishop and put the king in check. Now the king has to move. That's the idea. Okay. So the king moves, which is a logical thing to do. And then what am I going to do? I have not figured it out yet. But I do have an idea. Okay. So I can advance this pawn. I can do that. I can totally advance that pawn. But what I think I will do is I will move this rook here. It won't defend the bishop or pawn, but I'm going to threaten to trade rooks and see what they do about it. Oh, okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the king in check here. It's defended by this bishop. Where's the king going to go? Let's see where it goes. Okay, so the king decided to go down there. That's not a bad move. It's really not. But see, now what's happened is my pawn can advance and it can protect that bishop. So the rook can't take my bishop because then the pawn kills it. So now what's going to happen? This game started getting interesting now. Oh, they're doubling up the rooks. I see. The fight is on now. The fight is on. So that I'm going to add some defense to this. Yeah, I'm going to add defense to that bishop. That's what I'm going to do. This is so interesting. So now that pawn is trying to advance. So now I'm going to advance this pawn, blocking that pawn from progressing at all. It can't move anymore. And this pawn can't move because my king's in the way. So we don't really know what's going to happen right now. We don't know. I'm 1 point ahead. If you look closely, it says +1 here. That's because I've captured their bishop, but they've captured 2 of my pawns. Actually, there's been more captures than that, but it tells you how many points ahead you are. That's what it tries to do. Okay, I see. So there's that. Okay. This game just started really taking off now. That king will probably take my pawn. They'll probably do that. Okay. And they did exactly as I thought they would. So now what we have here is I can put the king in check. I can do that. Then the king moves back to where it was, you see. And then what happens is my rook can come here and attack the pawn. And what will happen? What's going to happen? Well, then, of course, the king decides to move there. And that's very, very strange. So now my rook wants to come here and attack that pawn. Or does it? That's the question. Let's move the rook back here and just see what becomes of this. Because I don't know yet what I'm doing. I really don't. Okay, the king is back in that spot. So let's put the king in check again. How about I just beat my opponent on time and keep putting them in check? Okay, let's come here. Okay, they go there. I move back here. Hey, let's have a draw. Yeah, guys, let's have a draw. Okay, now they've done that. Now my rook comes right here, and, or does it? Or does it? Yeah, the rook comes here, attacks the pawn. That's what happens. Then the king moves right back there, where it was before. Then my rook comes over here, attacks this pawn, and then okay, let's repeat the positions and let's have a draw. Let's have a draw. You want to draw? Let's just keep moving back and forth and have a draw. I'll take a draw over a loss. Okay. Yep. Threefold repetition. Draw. You see, my rating went up 2 points because my opponent was rated higher than me at the time. So it counts as a draw in chess, but I personally count it as a win because I got +2 to my rating. Oh, we have a new commenter. I'm seeing the chat now. Bro, what the fuck, man? Well, thanks for the comments, JRXP. Bro, what the fuck, man? Oh, this is great. You gotta love this. Chess is a great game. I'm so happy they got, yeah. Are you surprised? Are you surprised to see a person like me playing chess and having a draw? Let's try that again. Let's have a new opponent. I'm trying to get my rapid rating up a little bit. Okay, so now here's what we're gonna do. Ooh, Queen's Gambit. I know the response to Queen's Gambit. Queen's Gambit declined. I could have done the Slav defense, but I don't know, I just like this better. So now what we have is, we have a way of putting that, yeah, we're gonna pin the knight. We're not gonna let the knight move. Okay, very cool. Then let's continue building our defensive structure here. Okay, the queen is trying to attack right there. So we're simply going to, yeah, we're going to advance this pawn so the queen can't capture it. It's defended by 2 pawns. So let's try this. All right. And then, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? I think I'm going to let's advance this pawn. Let's try that. Let's advance that pawn. They didn't see it. Oh, they saw it. They totally saw it. So now, what do we got going on? That queen didn't want to die, but it's going to die anyway. Queen trade. That's the way to do it. And now, here's what we got going on. Now we can capture that pawn. Then that pawn will probably capture back. Yep, that's what I expect. And now let's start attacking this knight. We don't want that knight left alive either. Of course, the goal is to checkmate the opponent, but I usually kill a bunch of their pieces in the meantime. Chess is a war of the mind. It's a very beautiful game. It's a lot of fun. So now, let's try moving this bishop right here. I want to get the bishop into the game. The bishop has been a little bit stuck back there. Then they move that bishop there. What are they plotting? I don't know. But now, let's capture that pawn with this pawn. But now this pawn is defended by this bishop, at least for right now. Okay, then we're going to capture that knight finally. Then that pawn captures back. Then we don't want this knight taken, so we're going to move the knight out of the way so the bishop can't take the knight. I like to keep my knights if I can, but it's not the highest priority either. But I've already lost my queen, and I kind of need my knights. So now, let's advance this pawn to protect this pawn further. We have a nice pawn structure. The king just castled over there. Okay, that's very fabulous. And then I think what we may need is we may need to advance this pawn, which is defended. Okay. All right. That bishop decided to go there of all places. And now this pawn is going to attack that knight right there. Then the knight's going to move. Where's the knight going to move to? The knight's going to go right there. So, with that being the case, that knight will capture that knight. Both the knights are gone. And then this pawn attacks this pawn. Okay. Well, how interesting. Okay, let's add some defense to that pawn. So if that pawn takes that pawn, I capture back. Why not? Let's go with that. Okay. Wait a minute. I just noticed something. I see what's going on here. Well, I see that. But is that really the biggest problem? I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure. Let's just go with that. Let's go with my original plan. So now you see, now that pawn no longer defends that bishop. Let's attack this bishop right here with this rook. Let's try that. The bishop will move somewhere. And where will it move to? We don't know. We don't know where the bishop is going to move to. That's the mystery of chess. It's very exciting. Okay, the bishop moved back there, and it's attacking that pawn. We don't want that to happen. So what we're going to do is let's move the rook here, which defends that pawn, and at the same time also means this pawn can't advance here. Wow, how interesting is that? Oh, I see what they're doing. I see what they're doing, and I don't like it. They think that when the bishop comes here to take this pawn, my bishop won't be able to capture back, of course, because then it will be in danger here. And I mean that's true. So I could defend that pawn with this rook, but is that really the best move? Honestly, it's probably not. So I don't like this. I don't like what I'm seeing here. But I need to make a move too. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move the knight here to defend that pawn. I know it may seem stupid, but that's what I'm going to do. That's totally what I'm doing. Man, this is funny. This is extremely funny what's developing here. My opponent has a lot more time on their clock than I do. I took far too long thinking of that move. Far too long. That was not right. But that draw in the last game was absolutely hilarious. I just realized you can't exactly see the time on the clock because my face kind of hides part of it. I see that now. Wow, this is how strange, man. This game is weird. So now, well, no, that's not good. Let's advance this pawn a little bit. Let's totally advance that. I don't really have a plan yet. I'm just making up the moves as I go along. Now that, oh, I see. That bishop went back there. I see. I can't take the bishop. Oh, I see. I see what's going on now. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this here. The pawn can't advance. It's blocking the rook, and my king also defends this bishop now. And now that bishop is trying to go there, which doesn't really accomplish much of anything. Not at all, not really. And now my rook will come over here and attack that bishop. That's what's going to happen. I'm running extremely low on my time though. If I lose this game on time, then you'll see why my rating is lower on games like this. Okay, let's see here. Well, how am I going to handle this now? Honestly, I'm not too sure what I'm doing. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to come here and try to get this rook involved. We want to get this rook involved. Oh, they just captured that. They totally just captured that. I see what they do. But with that being the case, that means my rook can attack both bishops at the same time. It's in line with both of them. So as soon as one bishop moves, the other behind it gets captured. What is even happening here? My opponent is ahead in points, has captured more pieces, just slightly. But can I win this game? Maybe. What an interesting concept. Oh, I see. Then they did that. Okay, they do that. Then I capture their bishop with my bishop. That was probably their best move to do. Oh, and then they did that. I see. I see what they did there. Now my king has to move, and it doesn't really have very good places to move. But I have to make moves fast, unfortunately. Let's see, what do we got going on now? What do we got? What do we have going on here? Okay, so they just did that. I see. Oh, I see what they're doing to me now. I don't like it. They're winning. I'm almost out of time. This is bad. This is really bad. Okay, I see. So now, let's put the king in check. When all else fails, put the king in check. My bishop defends that. Okay. And then we are going to come over here. It puts the king in check, you see, as soon when I do that. So then I'm going to capture. Wait, do I want to do this? Wait, let's go here again. Let's go here. Yeah, this is okay. This is hilarious. See, the I get to put the king in check by moving my rook. Then my bishop is right there. It's kind of funny, to be honest. All right, draw. Three full repetition. The second draw. I just did another draw. Now I lost 2 points to my rating, but I had a draw. You see, I was destined to lose that game. I was going to lose that game because they would have gotten a queen and I would have lost. But instead, I forced a draw for the second time in a row by repetition. That was actually really impressive. I kind of would have liked to have seen, though, what would have happened had I done something different. But 2 games in a row, I had a draw. I'm going to play another game. This is fun. This is absolutely fun. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get things involved here. Okay. Interesting. Let's capture the knight. Let's eliminate the knight right from the start. Okay, there we go. This is a very interesting game so far. I eliminated the knight. Ooh. Okay. A very interesting situation. Let's block the check using the knight. Let's do that. Okay, and then let's attack the queen with this rook. Then the queen goes there. I see. That's how it goes. And then this pawn advances. Yep, that's how it goes. Okay, I need to get more pieces into the game here now. Wait a minute, do I want to do that? I don't know what I want to do yet. I really don't know what I'm doing yet. Okay, so now what we're going to do is let's attack the queen again. Let's attack the queen. The rook is defended by the bishop. Let's attack that queen. Okay, that's interesting. So now let's get this knight moved over here and just see what becomes of it. We're going to see what we can do. Okay, that's not bad. Now we're going to attack the queen again, like that. Going to attack that queen. Okay, that's kind of fun. Now we're going to attack this queen again, like this. Let's just keep attacking the queen. Oh, that was not good. Why did I allow the queen to just take my knight? That was dumb. Now we have a queen trade. I can't believe I fell for that. That was dumb. Man, that was dumb. Okay. King back to where he was. Okay, yeah, my options here are a little bit limited. I'm not liking the look here. Oh man. Okay, now this is not good. This is not good at all. I messed up bad. I messed up really, really bad. Okay, this is a time when I will resign. I will resign this time. I messed up really, really bad. So here's what I'm going to do. Have you ever wanted to go back to a previous move and you want to do something different? So see, I did this, and right here, yeah. See, right here, I did not even notice that my rook was the only thing defending that knight. I simply didn't see it. And that's embarrassing. That's really bad. So there is a feature to go back. Now, of course, yeah, I'm going to reply to my opponent. You're welcome. Good game. Yeah. All right. So here's the thing. I'm going to go to the analysis board right here. This analysis board right here. Now notice what it shows here. It shows that it would have been a good move to do this. That would have actually made a little bit more sense. That would have been a better move. In fact, a lot of moves would have been better than just allowing the queen to take my knight. Interesting. Mistake. Yeah. Mistake. Rook. It says mistake. Rook b6 was best. Wait. Why would rook b6 be best? That doesn't make any sense. Rook. Okay. Yes, he's. Wait. Oh, it's talking about a previous move. Okay. I see. Blunder. b5 was best. It's interesting how the computer can analyze these things. But what if I don't want the analysis? I don't. Let's see. Let's see. Because the reason I went to the analysis board isn't for that. Instead, what I want to do is I want to replay from here. So I'm going to continue from here, where I'm going to play with Stockfish level 8, the highest level computer possible. We're going to play from this position, and I'm playing as white. So here's what we're going to do now. Now what I do is I'm going to move right here because see, the knight defends the bishop and the bishop defends the rook. And now see what we have going on here is that yeah, this is extremely interesting because now what I can do is I can come right here and I put the king in check by moving that rook. Then the queen takes that bishop. The knight, oh fuck. No, that doesn't work. See, that doesn't work. That doesn't even work because this knight can't move. So I just lost this game twice. I lost the same game twice. That's embarrassing. This is funny. This is really funny. This is funny. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna resign that game against the computer, and then I want to let's do something different. See, the computer did that. So now let's go to the analysis board and let's retry this again. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to continue from here. Wait, it doesn't. Oh, wait. Okay, I know what we need to do. It doesn't let me continue from here because it's already a computer game. Let me go back to that game I lost. I want to go back to that game. Yeah. I wanna, yeah, I did not mean to go to this person's profile. Okay, I want to go to the game itself. I want to advance. Wait a minute. Oh, that was a correspondence game. I want to go to the rapid games. Oh well. For some reason, it's just not showing those games on the profile. Whatever. But anyway, okay. I had some wins, I had some losses, I had 2 draws in a row. That was funny. That was really, really funny. So what I want to do is I need to work on schoolwork, but before I do, I want to teach you about the French defense on the caro-kann. I wrote a blog post on this, and what I want to do is I want to use the analysis board and explain to you about the French defense and the caro-kann. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the analysis board here, and I want to explain. So in order to understand the caro-kann and the French defense, you have to flip the board to be Black's point of view here. So here's what we need to do here is, first of all, I don't want analysis. Let's go to, wait, I don't even want analysis here. Okay, how do I just view, okay, so here's what we got going on here. This is the analysis board, and what I'm going to be teaching you is the French defense on the caro-kann in one video, is what I'm going to do. Now, this is not in depth, but this is my opinion on the French defense and caro-kann. So let's start out. The most popular move for white is king's pawn 2 squares forward. And there's two really good defenses. First defense that I want to teach you about is the French defense. And that's where you move this pawn right here. You move your king's pawn 1 space forward. And you'll see why. And then let's say white does another move. Then you can move your queen's pawn 2 squares forward. And then if white captures, then you can capture back. And you're in this position where both of your bishops can move. Therefore, I recommend the French defense because it allows you to get a position where both of your bishops can move out. They can both move out. That's actually really good. Now, the other defense, which is called the caro-kann, is where after white moves their king's pawn 2 squares forward, you move your queen's bishop pawn right here. This is called the caro-kann defense, as you see right there. Now, this has the same idea. So after white makes their move, then you can advance your queen's pawn, and then they can capture your pawn. Now, at this point, you have options. You could capture with the queen, or you could capture with the pawn. But capturing with the pawn is the caro-kann way. Whereas if you want to capture with your queen, you probably should have tried the Scandinavian defense. I have a video on Scandinavian defense, which is pretty cool. So now this situation is different than the French defense situation because now this bishop can move, but this bishop still can't. Whereas in the case of the French defense, both bishops can move. Now it's white's turn, so white is going to try to do something dangerous. In fact, white is most likely going to come here and put you in check. It's not a problem though, because all you have to do is move your bishop or your knight in the way. And so it's hard to say what will happen. You know, there could be exchange of bishops and all that kind of stuff would happen. But let's back up. Let's back up and let's go with the French defense. See, the French defense is, in my opinion, far superior because of this. Because once white captures, you capture, both of your bishops have the option to move out. Therefore, I personally think the French defense is a better opening for black. It's a better defense. That's my current opinion. Other people may think the caro-kann is better, but I tend to prefer the French defense because it gives you the option to move both bishops out. That's my recommendation. But in the end, it doesn't really matter very much because the ultimate goal is just to start the game. But I personally have come to love the French defense. And that's that. And at first I thought it was stupid. Okay, for the longest time, I thought that the French defense was stupid. And the reason I thought the French defense was stupid was because with this pawn in the way, it blocks your bishop. Not so, because after the exchange of pawns, the bishop can still flow. So when first looking at this, I'm like, what's that? Ooh, brother, ooh, what's that, brother? You know, that was my reaction when I see this, because I thought, well, that's stupid. I thought this was absolutely stupid. But it's really not. Because you know, your bishop is only going to be blocked temporarily. So after that, so now what happens if white doesn't? What happens if white doesn't capture that pawn in the exchange variation? Some people like to just go here and just advance that pawn. So now this pawn can't move and it's permanently blocking the bishop. Or is it? It's not necessarily permanent because the game has only begun. It's actually not bad. This is not a bad position. Contrary to what I thought before, I was wrong. I admit it, I was wrong. Here's what I love to do. Here's what I love to do in the French defense advanced variation. I like to do this, and I like to set up a black Queen's Gambit. The French defense can, in some cases, lead to a black Queen's Gambit. I'm offering the Queen's Gambit from the black point of view. So if white decides to take the gambit, look at that. If white takes the gambit, then here's what we have. The bishop takes that pawn, and you know, if you're playing with somebody and they don't know about the Queen's Gambit, they may fall for this, and then they'll start moving out their other pieces, and then here's where things start to get a little bit interesting, because if you look at this situation now, we're trying to set up a scholar's mate, and so if the opponent does a stupid move, they may attack the queen, but then it's checkmate. So you can set up yourself a delayed scholar's mate. If you start with French defense and they advance the pawn, then you offer black queen's gambit. If they take it, then you can set up a checkmate. But what if they don't fall for that? Well, you're still not in a bad position by any means. They could move this pawn in the way. That's not bad, but then you still have all kinds of different options. You can still go here, and you could offer an exchange for queens. The game, you know, it's only the beginning of the game, so you're not in a bad position, and you're still equal in pieces. Like at this point, I'm pretty sure that not a single capture has been made. I'm pretty sure there is not actually. Let's see, how do I turn off this analysis? How do I even turn off the analysis? I just want to see the move list. That's so weird. But there's been no captures. There's been no captures I can see. Or, well, in some cases. But anyway. So that's just the beginning of the game. But let's back up a few steps. Let's say that when you offer the black queen's gambit, what if they decline it? What if they don't take your pawn? Well, then you have a whole different game. And that's not a bad thing because they may make a different move and then you could just advance your pawn and then this bishop isn't blocked. This bishop is still blocked, but only temporarily. And honestly, guys, that's not even a bad thing because I want to show you. Let's say if they were to do something, like put this bishop right here. Well, think about this. You still have this bishop because it's on this side of the pawn chain instead of this side. So there are times where having the bishop trapped behind the pawn isn't a thing. Maybe you need it on the side. Maybe you need to defend your king with the bishop. That's actually not bad. So what I'm learning is that the French defense is actually better than I thought. The French defense is better than what I thought it was. And I kind of want to see where it goes because I never used the French defense before. But now that I've analyzed it a little bit, I want to use the French defense more often. Because the caro-kann is nice, but at the same time, you know, every opening has its strengths and weaknesses, is what it comes down to. And really, you should use the opening that you feel most comfortable with. However, the final and most likely reason that I tend to prefer the French defense is simplicity. And let me show you why. Let me show you. Let's go right back to the beginning. Because the French defense is like this. And you end up in a situation where you have these pawns here. But doesn't this look familiar? I'm like, this looks incredibly familiar. Why does this look familiar? And I tried to figure out why this looks so familiar. And I know exactly why this looks familiar. And let me show you exactly why it looks so familiar. Because if we go back to the beginning, let's go back to the beginning and look at this situation. Look at the Queen's Gambit. The Queen's Gambit declined is identical to the French defense because you're reinforcing this pawn with this pawn. Now, of course, somebody doesn't necessarily have to. They don't have to decline the Queen's Gambit in this way, but it's really not a bad idea because it also lets you set up your own Queen's Gambit if you want to. So it's kind of interesting. You can also go with the Slav defense. That's another way, and that's not a bad thing. And basically, here's what I'm thinking. I personally believe, this is my biased opinion as a chess player, but personally, I think that the French defense deserves a little bit more credit than I've been giving to it. Because, for one thing, you do end up in a better position in the exchange variation. You totally can end up in a better situation by having both of your bishops active. And in fact, if you look at this, you'll see that the position is perfectly symmetrical between black and white. You can totally see that. But as in the case of the caro-kann, which is not a bad response by any means. It's not a bad response at all. You can kind of see that the position is not symmetrical. It's not as pleasing to the eye, honestly. Because this is it's more pleasing to my eye to have a symmetrical position. I sort of tend to prefer going with the French defense. It's kind of my thing. It's just kind of my thing here. I just personally think it looks better. I think it looks better. And I know that judging a chess opening based on how it looks and because it's similar to the Queen's Gambit Decline, which is the most popular response to the Queen's Gambit. I know this is biased, I know this is my subjective opinion. But the thing is, what is not subjective, what is objective, is that everybody has an opening that is going to help them win more games. Because if the chess opening you use is in line with the way you think, if it helps you make your moves faster because you've memorized a very simple setup to start the game with, then more power to you. So time will tell. Will I win games more or less often with the French defense than the caro-kann? Who knows? And that's something that I'm going to continue exploring. The more that I play chess, I want to see which opening gives me a better shot. So I think I will be trying the French defense for a while, seeing if I win or lose more, and then I'll go with the caro-kann and see if I win or lose more. Now keep in mind, there's different theory behind the caro-kann and French defense, and there's going to be different books. There's going to be different books written for each opening and the possible variations that can happen as a result. So that's my opinion. That's kind of my opinion on the French defense and the caro-kann. Is I like the French defense better. I really do. So just remember the French defense right here. This is not really a bad move. And also keep in mind, by moving the king's pawn 2 squares forward, your queen and your bishop can both move diagonally in the next turn. So it's not bad. Now you might wonder though, why not just move the king's pawn 2 squares? You can, you absolutely can, but that's the most popular move. Most people just move the king's pawn 2 squares forward. And personally, I don't really like it very much. I don't like moving the king's pawn 2 squares forward. It's overdone. It's too popular. It's too trendy. And if you know anything about me, I don't like doing things the way everyone else does. So I am a queen's pawn kind of girl. And in fact, the significance to me personally as a transgender person is that I feel like I've gone from being a king to a queen, and I feel like the Queen's Gambit and the opening with the Queen's Pawn has sort of become my trademark. It's sort of become the way I like to play chess. And that's why the first chapter, chapter 1, in my Chastity's Chess Chapters book that I started writing, I actually have some blog posts I started writing. I talk about the Queen's Gambit because the Queen's Gambit is still my favorite way to open the game, and that's why I've used it a lot. In fact, what I think I will do, is I'm going to show you my blog as the final thing before I end this stream, because I want you to see what I've done. I want you to see what I've done. We're going to go to Chastity White Rose. chastitywhiterose.wordpress.com. I have a domain that was chastitywhiterose.com. You'll see that I recently wrote about the French and caro-kann defense. So that's chapter 4. But let's go to Chastity's Chess Challenge right here. And so I introduced the idea of Chastity's Chess Challenge. Now you'll notice that I have all of these links here to different chapters. Go to chapter 1, the Queen's Gambit. The Queen's Gambit is still my favorite chess opening just because it can lead to a quick checkmate. It's a very easy trap for my opponents to fall into. So I tend to like it. I like it. I really like it. So yeah, I wrote a post about the Queen's Gambit. I like that. It's a lot of fun. I even made a video of how I win in games with the Queen's Gambit. So yeah, let's just put it this way. Chastity's chess challenge is totally a thing. Yeah. So anyway, enough about all of that. So thank you for joining me for Chastity's chess challenge. It has actually been a pleasure playing some chess, winning some, losing some, and let's be real, you have to lose in order to learn. So, until next time, I hope people enjoy this episode of Chastity's Chess Challenge. And if you feel like you learned something, give me a comment. Let me know. I'll be uploading this to some social media. Not the whole thing, mind you, because TikTok and Instagram aren't going to take a 2-hour long stream. But I need to end this, and I have much schoolwork to work on.